So as far as keeping your items go between runs, anything in your item stash you can bring with you as many times as you want. You fill things out with the item stash by buying them from this guy. You unlock items. Let's go here. Do we want to go back to the Ember Grounds? I'm feeling like an Ember Grounds run. I'll see if I can actually beat it. We'll see. But as far as items that you actually get to save here, do I have auto-aiming still on? I do. Let's turn auto shot. There's a well up here that I can get to. This thing. So whenever I have a new item that I haven't collected before, I can specifically go to that well and drop it off. And that will send it up to the well keeper, who will then sell it back to me for the next round. And so that's how items work in this game. I kind of wish there were more items, but clearly I just gotta unlock more of them. Mostly I just wish I could send multiple things up with the well. Like if I win a run, if everything I won with got saved, I think that would be the easiest way to handle it. I do like that system though, permanent starting items. Yeah, it... how am I gonna... let's go for the duration on this one. So, the thing that this game does intensely well is layered meta progression systems. It's not just one. It's not the Vampire Survivors version where you just have the spend gold, get extra meta progression, that's it. And then you hit kind of an upper limit. This one is based off of, I guess, kind of multiple layers. Layer 1, yes, spend gold on traits, permanent bonus for starting your runs. But there is achievements. Achievements will unlock new traits for you, new items to unlock, new characters, new abilities. So that's something else to pursue. But within this, you also get extra EXP the more achievements you complete. So if you are at, 35% of the achievements completed, you gain 35% more EXP. If you're near 100, it doubles the amount of EXP you get, which I think is a really cool system. Because that means not only as you unlock all these extra traits, you're also starting to level faster, which means you can get stronger faster and have a higher upper limit. But then even within that, or even beyond that, yeah, you're unlocking all of these items, which, first you don't have any of them, and most of them are kind of chunky. But after unlocking very specialized ones via achievements, and then saving them with the Wellkeeper, now you get to choose part of your starting build purely through those items, and that is extremely helpful. It's a lot, and I can see a lot of people potentially getting overwhelmed by it, but I love it. It's a really good way to make you keep coming back for more, without ever feeling like you're having a bad time because you don't have this stuff. I know meta progression is sometimes kind of a dirty word in regards to roguelikes, and I think in a lot of cases it's because, ooh, fire affinity. Fire area damage and burn chance. Thank you. I think the big issue I have with a lot of meta progression is most games aren't actually made for it. That the meta progression is purely just a thing put in because the developers were afraid not to. And beyond that, it's just like, spend, some money to get a little bit of damage between runs. This has that. And so I can't exactly, just deride that system. But this has so much more than just that, and the way you, unlock and engage with these things feels tremendously better than most other roguelikes, roguelites that try and have meta progression. Trying to think of a good example of one that I played. I've definitely played roguelikes recently where I started playing and was just extraordinarily, I don't want to say weak. Let's just keep going for the metabolism. Ooh, Radiant Aura. Sure. It's not really going to be that good for me, but I'm going to go for it anyway. You also don't unlock the well until map 2 as well. Ah. Oh, that Radiant Aura. It's not a consistent damage, it's a pulse. Interesting. Not bad. Let's see. Burn chance, main weapon. Damage, main weapon. I'm just going to keep going for the attack speed. Just because upgrading all of my abilities somewhat universally is far more effective than focus firing on one. At least, maybe at the moment. Not sure what it is about the organ music, but it's making you think of the one boss from Returnal. Oh, I would love to play Returnal again, but I want to play it co-op. I don't want to play it alone. And I kind of want to play it in PC. I don't actually know if it's that much better. But like, I really enjoyed that game despite its faults. And the more time passes, the more I want to play it again. Like, it's weird, too, because I had, like, a lot of gripes about the... Ow! I had a lot of gripes about that game when it first came out. And I think I still do, but there's something about it that, like, I think back to it and I'm like, man, that actually was a really good game. Damage and aura charge speed. Sure. I don't actually know if the Radiant Aura achievements work on any character or specifically Cleric only. Let's see. Story of Returnal is one of your most hated types of stories. Yep. I agree. I actually wish it had been about a astronaut that had gone to a weird alien world that wouldn't let her leave, as opposed to it's just all in her head. It was all a dream endings are by and far my least favorite story type in pretty much any story and media. I think part of it is, like, it is left up to interpretation. It could have been her on the alien world, but it certainly didn't feel like that to me. Okay, area... Nah, let's just keep going dedication. I like that extra area, but I do need to get my health back. I'm dying. Because my problem with it is, like, the beginning of the game has this, come on, give me my fire. I guess I'll go for the astronomer orbs just because. But the beginning of the game, you're on this, like, alien world, and it's really interesting to explore, like, what's up with this planet? It's really weird. I like that. And then you keep playing a little bit further, and then you realize, oh, this planet isn't real. There's no lore here. There's no story. The alien race is non-existent. And everything I'm seeing is purely just construction of the character's head. And, like, I don't want to say that, gosh, I'm actually just getting cooked here. I really did need that fire wave as opposed to the light aura. And maybe some other upgrades. I think I needed some more range here. What is the phrase? Suspension of disbelief. That for me, suspension of disbelief works as well as within the world of the game. The world is real, or at least real in some way, shape, or form. So, like, Big O, if you know what I'm talking about. That, you know, at least there's kind of this realness to it, even if maybe there's something about it that makes it ethereal in some way, shape, or form. Whereas, like, a more allegorical story, I think I kind of bounce off of just because I don't have... I don't have, like, a thing to get grounded to. Boy, I think I need some movement speed. Let's see if I get lucky with the potion. Nope. At least I can toast the boss, but... Alright. In this case, let's see if I can... When you die, Seal breaks and revives you with 50% of your max health. If I do cancel? No. Bag, but... Nope. Dang it. I really wish new items... new items wouldn't instantly get equipped. Unless discard... No, discard probably throws it away. I don't know. Let's see. Let's keep going for dedication. I might be able to pull this off. I at least want to hit up the well so I can deposit this item. Not that I really care for the revival ring, but at least this way I never have to worry about it again. Amazing gameplay, though. You can get absolutely broken builds. Agreed. First half of the game is the best. The actual gameplay loop is the best part. Story overall is meh. Ow. That's what I get for looking away for like 2 seconds. Something decides to find me and stick its trident in my bum. Returnal also kind of hit during a period of time where there were a lot of Allegory for Grief games. Yeah, I'd have to... I don't remember that well, which is a bit of a problem. I know there was definitely, like, a lot of them, and I was still kind of cranky about it. I'm specifically thinking of Rhyme, Sexy Brutal, and is there, like, one or two others? But there's a couple of these, like, pseudo-allegorical games that I'm still salty about because their in-game worlds were really interesting, and then, you know, for it to just kind of end with, actually, it was all in your head. It's like, oh, but that world was cool. That mystery was interesting, and now that mystery was not real. I know it's a video game, I know it's not real to begin with, but I don't know. It's a weird thing. Dear Esther. Yeah, but that's... I mean, Dear Esther's been gone, or out for, like, forever. Just go for raw damage, I think. I do hope we get ability rerolls at some point. Because I wanted to go for a fire wave kind of build, and I do not have that option. And that kind of sucks. Oh, the slime has arrived. Yeah, I was really hoping this Radiant Aura would give me, like, just a quick damage over time. Like, a quick but weak damage over time to everything nearby. As opposed to a slow super nuke in my immediate vicinity. Okay. Orbit speed, critical damage. Now, keep working on that aura. Ow. I do not have the HP for this. I got the Ring of Fire at least. There goes the boss. Okay, Ring of Fire is actually super helpful at the moment. Yep. Emits an additional magic attack that can apply Fragile and Affliction. Sure. Let's see. More attack speed for the main weapon. Yep. I'm kind of glad, though, that the aura isn't just garlic, but not garlic. And let's just make that area big, because its current issue is mostly just the fact that it's not hitting most of these enemies. They're within my, like, kind of fight zone. And they usually die from burning before they get there. And so if I can get this aura to be big, it would be nice. It's crit chance. No, I'm gonna go for the additional attacks. I don't actually know if that's the better one, but I think it is. I'm not dead yet. All of that extra regen probably is helping a lot. If the range was higher, the slow pulse wouldn't be an issue. Yeah. I think it's a better weapon on the cleric is the real answer. The cleric or the warrior. I could see it being pretty good on both. I think it's just not great on this character because he attacks really quickly. Well, ain't dead yet, so that's a plus. Ow. I thought they would die before... Well, it's okay. Alright, let's just... I don't want to reduce the aura radius, so I guess we'll just keep doing damage. I want to go get that other ability. No, I should probably rush for it. Go for the attack speed. Well, at least we're getting a bunch of achievements regardless of whether or not we have exactly what I was looking for. That's one thing I really do actually like about this game and this format of game. I love collecting achievements, but I need it to mean something. And a lot of games don't have it mean anything, and that always kind of sucks for me. You know, it's like, congratulations, you got the big fancy platinum trophy. And I'm like, yeah, what do I get for it? The platinum trophy. And I'm like, no. I need like a 25% EXP boost, a movement speed bonus. You know, just a little bit of something to say like, hey, you've done the thing. I'm trying to think of good examples. I mean, I could talk about Tears of the Kingdom, but I almost feel like that kind of stuff would be slightly antithetical. But I've been slightly completionist with that game, and it's kind of annoying to some degree because I wish progression in that was a little faster in certain ways. But did I not visit the well? I think I just kept going to the right because I wasn't dying anymore. I guess I don't really care. The ring isn't that good. Let's finish off the meat dogs while we're here. Ow. Or get killed. That is also valid. At least my pickup radius is really good, so I don't have to worry too much about this stuff. And yeah, we should definitely get a little bit of that movement speed. I normally kind of poo-poo it because I need damage, but here I think it would actually be incredibly helpful for scooting through some of these gaps before they hit me. Flamethrower is the best anti-slime weapon. Yep. Because with most of the other characters, if you kill the slime, it then splits, but it takes a little bit, and you might have moved on. So like with the warrior, if there's a slime in your way, you have to go around it. You cannot kill that slime. You cannot kill that slime in your way. It just won't let you. Radiant Aura 4 focus. I don't want it. I guess I'll just do more pickup radius. Because yeah, with the warrior, your attacks are so slow, or at least your primary attack is so slow, that you're not going to be able to churn through all of those mini slimes. Oh hey, got a lockpick. Whereas with this character, it's super dang fast, so you just kind of rip through them. Go for the range. Yeah. Seeing a lot of disturbing amount of violent fan art involving Backpack Koroks, Zelda fans. Backpack Koroks. Zelda fans, you okay? They're little turds. Gosh. I guess I'm gonna pick up Lightning Strike. I really wanted to use the Flame Wave on this run, but I guess it just doesn't want me to. Yeah, let's go for that 10% movement speed. I will admit, I understand why people are being that abusive towards the Backpack Koroks, because, boy, they are just weirdly obnoxious. Because it's always this, like, just tacky little sucker flat on his back, kind of wiggling weakly, being like, I'm too tired, take me to my friend. And it's just that, like, weird level of, like, I don't want to say frustrating entitlement that bothers me, but there's a certain aspect of it that it just feels so not needless, just do it yourself, just get up and move. And so like finding the Koroks in Breath of the Wild was always kind of a fun little treat unless you were collecting all of them, and then it kind of sucked. But in this one, you see these suckers. It's not hard to find them because they're being like, help me. But one of the big issues is you actually have to talk to them before you can move them anywhere. Kugelblitz or Dragon's Breath. A little late for Dragon's Breath, but I'm picking it anyway. Let's see, what was I going to say? So every time you interact with the Backpack Korok, you have to go through this dialogue where it's like, take me to my friend, but it's the same lines, and it takes like 5 or 10 seconds. But do you guys remember the memes for Majora's Mask back in the day? It's specifically centered around the idea of, specifically centered around accidentally pressing the "would you like me to repeat that" tutorial owl. and how, like, kind of miserable it was. Tears of the Kingdom has that. Endlessly. Like, every time you complete a shrine, it's the same dialogue every time. And you have to wait for at least half of the lines and kind of animations before you can skip them. And it's really annoying because I don't need to see, you know, Rauru saying, like, congratulations, you did the thing. Let alone it also popping up to say, like, congratulations, you did the thing. Here's the item that you've gotten at least 100 times before now. And some other stuff. And it's just, like, equal parts one of the best games I have ever played, and equal parts one of the worst. Just in terms of, like, small quality of life mechanics that are just totally absent. And it's really weird, because the rest of it is built with, like, true genius. And raw execution and so many other things. Like, there's this constant, this constant awe that I have when playing it. It's like, they did that. They went through the effort and made this, all of this. I am constantly astounded playing it. And then I'm also constantly astounded because, holy shit, why did they keep that stuff? Ooh. Helmet is useless, Wind Crown is great. Put that in my bag, but yeah. I'm glad I didn't bank that other ring, because the Wind Crown is really good. Yeah, it reminds me a bit of Monster Hunter World. The menuing and delays put me off. The load times, especially on the PlayStation version when it first launched, ugh. I loved that game dearly, but yeah, there was just a couple of aspects where I was just like, but why though? Okay, Dragon's Breath, Reach. I want to grab Fire Affinity 3, but I want to grab that in case it gets me an evolution. Heat Blast. Not that I really need it, but it is certainly helpful. Alright, let's head for the well. I got 12 minutes left. That's not too bad. So what is this? Some kind of Diablo-like bullet heaven? Yup. Is real good. Pickup range? Nah. Nah, let's just keep working on Dragon's Breath. Really late pickup on that one, but super worth it all the same. I thought I was going to die. Did I have like 1 HP at one point, or was that a previous run? I don't remember. I think it takes longer to complete this game than to beat Diablo 1. I'm pretty sure that's very true, yes. I've never actually finished Diablo 1. My dad did, or my dad almost did. It was really weird. My brother and I got super into Diablo 2. My dad never got into Diablo 2. But, boy, he really worked at finishing Diablo 1. But I don't remember him actually doing it. All I remember is that he got to Diablo, fought Diablo, and I don't think he succeeded. Oh, the well is back here. Shit. This is why I wanted the fire to have the knockback. There's the well. Okay, Wind Crown. Because that's really good. And then Fire Affinity. Is there a boss I'm missing? Or did I just kill a bunch of bomber goblins and didn't even notice? Bomber imps? Bomber knots. Compared to Vampire Survivors, the gameplay doesn't change much over time. I don't know. I feel like this has a little bit more dynamism to it than Vampire Survivors. But I don't know. I got really into Vampire Survivors when it first came out. And then kind of hit my upper limit. Additional flame walls or range? Actually, let's go for the range. I don't know what the upper limit on that one is. But the extra range on that seems pretty good. I think it is also important to note that what some people like about this genre, other people kind of hate. And so you're not actually going to find a whole lot of consensus on which ones are the best. Lightning strike, crit chance, stun range, crit damage bonus. Not like we're critting too hard here. Can I actually check that? Crit chance is 15%. Yeah, it's not that great. Could be better. Yeah, the problem with Vampire Survivors is every run was mostly identical and the meta progression was samey and super grindy. Got old fast. It was easy to get up to, like, maximum gold, but once you got past maximum gold, that's when it... Oh, it's the chargy imps. That's what's messing me up here. I'm like, I don't want to knock Vampire Survivors too much. I know why people adore it. Wait, is that a mimic? What is this thing? It's really fast. Oh, it was a speed slime. Weird. Okay. I want to hit that lockpick. I have a pretty good pickup range, but I still think I can get a little bit more. Or... I think I could get a lot more EXP. Hey! Well, we got one of the achievements for Radiant Aura. At the very least. I'm gonna have to sit down after this run, though. Ugh. I can stand for about an hour, and then I have to sit for about half. I don't... Like, I'm getting a little bit further with every day, I guess, but it's not enough. I want to be able to just stand all the time. I think it's just my posture is... always been a little stinky. Okay, no, lockpick's still up here. Hard to see through all the special effects. There it is. Alright. And at this point, only goal is to not die. I think it might have been a gold slime. I could see that. I didn't get a whole lot of money, though. But I can see that. Okay, let's actually invest into some movement speed here. Because it would probably be a good idea for me to just... Ooh, hey. Kind of zip. Ow. I just gotta make sure I don't walk through the ooze. Okay. So if it's not killed in time, it turns back into a normal slime. Oh, gotcha. I think I was just out of range for it, so I wasn't actually able to do too much. Ow, something wrecked me. Fine. I'll get Radiant Aura Focus. If I can max that out and make it go away. That'll be kind of nice. Because at this point, we're actually starting to level so fast that we are maxing out certain perks. I think maybe I just don't have enough unlocked for Radiant Aura to make it more interesting. Like, to increase its range, all we have is focused and damage. Hence why we're starting to see duplicates of some of these. I don't know. Let's just go for speed. Because I think I've maxed out my fire wave fully. Okay. No, we actually did get a dragon's. We are getting some aura, or sorry, we're getting Dragon's Breath 6. I actually was not expecting that. Well, I think it's time for me to sit down. I was gonna go until the end of the run, but that's probably gonna take another, like, 10 minutes. Rather than push myself too hard. Yeah, let's just burn them. Oh, but not my back. Yeah. As I get a little older, I have to worry about that a little bit. Though, I think by doing more standing desk stuff, I should be able to preserve, to actually strengthen it. Rather than let it get soft and squishy by being a total couch potato forever. Yeah, do we just... yeah, I'm just gonna keep investing in this flame wave. Because I think I need to do like 5 million damage with it or something, which doesn't seem particularly possible on this run. But I'm not gonna let that try... Or, I'm still gonna try. I'm not gonna let it stop me. There we go. More or less what I was trying to say. 3 million. Alright. Yeah, let's just try and get a bunch of range, too. I've been kind of softly neglecting my flamethrower, but I still want to put a bunch of point... I still want my flamethrower to be good. I'm noticing the burn is actually super helpful this time around. I think the last time I played with a flamethrower guy, we barely were setting anything on fire. Let's get some regen. There is the thing about potentially getting up to Metabolism 5. I just don't remember if that's cleric only, or if it's cleric agnostic. What's the 60% crown buff? The more enemies that are on fire, the more damage I do. Oh, it's the worm. Oh, it's the worm. I had forgotten about the worm's existence. Fortunately, this mess of slimes is not good for my health. Because there's just enough of them kind of in my way. Gonna make it hard for me to escape. I guess I can stop if I really think I'm in danger. And also, at least my regen seems reasonably high. Ow. Problem is, all it takes is like a hit or two, and I get skunked. Ow, 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 dead. Damn it. Well, we got a lot of things anyway. Tippler, let's see, a lot of money. Trait types, crit, and some other stuff. Okay. Well, we haven't unlocked anybody new. Do we do... Yeah, let's do another exterminator run. We got a lot of money off of that. Damn. So, what do we have? Right. Kill 50,000 imps. Character any... So that's going to take a while. 15,000 enemies in one visit to the Ember Grounds. Survive until there's only 2 minutes left. Defeat the Lord of Regret. And defeat the Worm Queen, which gets us the Warlock. Let's see. Right. I want to take a look at some of these. Oh, character any. So I guess we can get it. Kill 10 bosses. Oh, but I have to do it with the swordsman to get the fighter's headband. Same thing with the blood-soaked shirt. So we should probably go back and do a swordsman run at some point. Okay. So kill 50,000 enemies. Burn to 200,000 enemies. And then 2 million damage with Dragon's Breath. I actually got reasonably far with that one. But it wasn't quite enough. Okay. Metabolism 5 has to be on the cleric. $3 million with this one. Haste and Might. With Radiant Aura. And then Sacred Flame. I don't know. Maybe we do a Shield Maiden run. Survived 28 minutes without a defensive buff. Weesh. What else do we have? 150 elite enemies. Lords. Level up a bunch of times. Play for a while. I'm actually getting kind of close to that one. Okay. And we've kind of looped back. Yeah, why don't we do Shield Maiden? Okay. And I guess we should probably grab some meta progression. Unless there's something I could buy here. Because we could buy the Elven Slippers and or the Wind Crown. Both are good. I'm going to go for the Wind Crown, because that one's really good. I wish you could actually save your equipment set per character. Because I don't really need those that much. I think I'd rather go for the runner shoes. Unless I want to go for plated boots. I also wish I could track some quests here and there. So, crit 2,000 enemies with your main attack in one run. Shield Bash doesn't count. So, we want Kugel Blitz. Get hit a bunch of times in a single run. Okay, so I don't think I'm gonna do who needs defense. We'll leave that for later. So any stat respecking. Yeah, that's a good point. Because we don't need fire damage. I'm just gonna max my attack speed. And work on area and projectile size. Okay, and then do we do the Ember Grounds? No. I think I'm going to do Haunted Caverns. Because I want to stand for 3 minutes. Okay, good. Actually, let's just turn on auto. Okay. Probably just raw damage. And attack speed. That's a good level. Let's see, area and cone size. Some regen wouldn't be a bad idea. Yeah, let's go for the regen. These guys are going to touch me at some point. Oh, the problem is it probably doesn't... It doesn't count time... It doesn't count time past while I'm, like, on the leveling screen. I gotta pay attention to this down here. Pick up range, area, cone size. Now, let's just go for the block strength. Yeah, what is my block strength right now? So 100% chance for damage 5 or less. Okay. Yeah, I wish you could actually spec per character, like if all of your traits and equipment were on a per character basis rather than on a per than just overall, because it would be super nice if I didn't have to swap out my gear every single time I want to play as the Exterminator or this character. I've got to imagine that's something that's going to get added to the game. I might even send the developers a message and be like, please add you know, gear sets that I can swap between. Okay, attack speed. Yeah. And there's no way I'm not going for attack speed here. Because I want to be able to just smack them all before they get to me. Okay. A little bit more than one more minute. Also, thank you to Growbar for the 16-month resub, and Shlomi Ha for the 5-year resub. Thank you for creating excellent content, exposing me to new indie games. Yeah, no problem, and thanks for all the support. Gosh, my sub icons only go for 5 years. I will have to do a major redesign or something for new high-tier subs. Ow. Okay, so the slimes are a problem. I might not survive this one. I've got 40 seconds. Oh, and a mid-boss. Oh, that's bad. Time to find out if I can even do this. Nope. Okay. Oh, that's the gold slime. Come back here, you. Nope. Alright. So, the answer is I probably can't do it. Oh. And I turned my regular attack back on. Let's see. Yeah, I think we're gonna need some more meta progression and equipment before I can safely not move. Slightly unfortunate, but whatever. Alright, let's just... Oh, that actually gives me a speed boost. Whee! I think I got 2 speed boost items. In fact. That's kind of nice. Okay, do not... do not be in the midst of enemies when the invincibility perk runs out. That'd be bad. Okay. It's gonna take a little bit of time. So if I remember right, these maps are stonking huge. I mean, luckily, with this character, we spent the first 3 minutes not moving, so we got pretty much all of that EXP. And we also know that it hits for 35. No way I'm going to be able to get my block strength up that high. So I'll have to, I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to be able to beat that guy. Unless it doesn't have to be at the start of the round. Unless it can be at any point, but no, the start of the round is like the only time I'm going to be able to pull that off. I don't know. I will have to find out. Okay. At least the basic skeletons I can just walk through. Maybe the block and defense meta perks maxed out plus some good gear. Yeah, it's gotta be it. I mean, no matter what, it's gotta be just I need more meta progression. Luckily, I have all sorts of things to unlock beyond just that specific achievement. Especially for the ones like the don't stack defense and whatnot. Like, I am sure I'm going to be able to actually make something, or I'm going to be able to get those if I just keep pushing and don't do those anytime soon. You know, get all the other achievements first. Because after a certain point, I'm going to be so powerful, I can just disregard defense or not move for a while. Because I've seen some really stupid looking power scaling as far as this game goes later on. How much damage do my steel balls do? 60. I almost kind of wish there was a way you could turn on a running DPS meter. I think it shows it at the end of a fight, but I always forget to check. Let's see, additional attacks. Yeah. I don't actually care too much for additional attacks, to be honest. But it seems like it's super useful. I mean, I guess a double bonk every 10 hits is not terrible. We need more balls. I know what I said. I mean, it is in fact an option. More balls is an upgrade that we can accrue. And it's pretty good. I like the orbs. I like them too. I like the fact that they are persistent. Like, that's... I know it was an evolution specifically in Vampire Survivors, but I was always trying to get those books to just last for forever with the right upgrades. Wow, that gold slime is just consistent. No way I'm going to be able to kill it with this build, though. 10 seconds without moving. Heal max health. When you don't use your main attack for 2 seconds, abilities become stronger. I guess I'm going to grab this spellcaster's gloves and send those away. That's probably really good on the warlock. There's no reason for me to go pick that up, is there? Problem is, this really is making me want to play Grim Dawn again. At some point. At some point I'll sit down and actually... I don't know. I almost feel like that would probably just be the return to the YouTube streams or something. Just say like, yeah, I'm just gonna play through Grim Dawn over the course of like 30 streams until I'm done. Because I keep trying to play through that game, and I always get to like the second region, then I'm just like, I'm starting to lose steam, and then I lose steam permanently and can't get myself to play again. It's weird. Like, there's some games I can gladly just play forever. I think it's one of those where I almost need to be listening to someone, like a Let's Play or a stream, or bantering myself to get through that one, just because I think the core gameplay loop, well, it's fun. It's one of those where it's like, it's almost too isolated. Audiobooks might do the trick, but I don't know. I've never listened to audiobooks, and it feels like it would be hard to start. How much damage do these guys even do to me? An amount, actually. Okay. I wanted my Kugelblats. I guess we'll go for the ring blades. We need to do 1.5 million damage with them. Audiobooks are fantastic. I don't know. When I was younger, we tried listening to audiobooks in the car. On like long road trips. And of course, the first one we attempted to listen to was Beowulf. And the person reading had just like such a thick accent and just like that it was almost impossible for us to understand him over the car radio. We also didn't have a particularly good car radio. I know I know there's my problem. Like, I'm very aware of why I have this issue, and I'm sure I could get over it. But it's just kind of one of those where I'm just like, yeah, but I don't know. I guess podcasts. I could in fact listen to podcasts. I listened to a fair bit of Adventure Zone, but eventually just kind of dipped off on it for whatever reason. Now I've just been reading the graphic novels instead because they're honestly better. Do we want the regen? I think we actually want the regen at this point. I don't have much, and I think it'd be handy considering how much damage I'm taking. Okay. Shell is making weird noises at me. Shell, do you actually need help? Okay. I guess let's work on my blades. Because I know we have to do 1.5 million damage with them. Let's see. I don't know. Never invested in them, and I don't know why. They seem perfectly fine. Favorite part of audiobooks is when you get one that's like 20 hours long and you can just have it on the background throughout the day. I think part of my problem is there are only certain circumstances where I can even listen to an audiobook. Because, like, right now, I assuredly could not be. When I'm writing, can't. When I am playing another video game, only if it's like a zero plot game. I'm trying to think of other good examples. What chance, cone size, attack speed? Probably the attack speed. I just want a lot of blades. They're good for chores or travel. Yeah. I don't travel much. Like, I think the problem is I'm just uniquely suited to not enjoy stuff like an audiobook. I'm just not in a good spot for it. I also read really fast. Like I can read a whole novel in like one evening or afternoon. And it's not like I don't want to say like my information digestion is bad. I definitely don't like fully digest it in the way that some other people might. Let's go for the crit chance. So I might actually be able to get these blades up to 100%. But if the game ain't gonna give me a Kugel Blitz, then I guess I'm just gonna have to DIY. I guess I'm not really DIYing, but I guess I'll have to focus in on other things. And I might as well work on the blades instead. Unless this is Google Blitz. Hey, there it is. Let's see what it does. Let's keep working on that crit. Okay. Oh, that's fun. Especially if I can somehow get 2 of them. If I ever retire from YouTube, maybe then I'll get really into stuff like audiobooks and travel and whatnot. Ooh, my attack speed's good enough that I can pretty much have 2 of those going constantly. Nice. Yeah, I like the ball lightning. I want to have a full Zappy Zap Man build at some point. Wanderbot Wanderings. I mean, if I didn't have to do exactly this job, like, if for whatever reason I was able to somehow maintain my channel viewership regardless of what I did, it wouldn't be the worst idea. Big or strong? Ooh. Go big. Big blades. I would not hate the idea of specifically, like, living a couple months in one area and then moving. Like, just half a year in wherever, and then half a year in another, and doing some level of like travel bloggage, whatnot, while also writing game reviews or video essays or animatics and stuff. I just don't think I'd be able to sustain that. For the quick hands, we want attack speed. I want more ball. The Wanderbots becomes a travel show. I could. I just don't know how much people would actually be interested in that long term. I'm sure I get a lot of people saying like, yeah, that would be cool, but in terms of like actual keeping my you know, keeping my metrics up and being able to do what I do without having to seek out any other forms of income, that becomes a little bit more questionable. It's such a brand shift, no idea how your viewership would take it. I'm pretty sure it would kill my channels, which is why I'm probably never going to do it. Or if I do, it's because I will have already slow pivoted into something else. Like, it wouldn't be the worst idea to slowly transition into more like game review content at some point. I would enjoy that. Just because then I wouldn't have to be on camera all the time. Because my problem is, I don't have the vocal cords of 20-something Wanderbot. And so, like, even this, I've been going for, what, just shy of 2 hours, and I'm feeling a little raw. Then again, I was feeling really raw yesterday, so that probably has something to do with it. So I don't think I'm going to go particularly long today. Let's see, fast blades, fast blades. I'm just going to keep working on them. They seem handy. I don't know how much damage they do. 178 on a crit. That's actually pretty weak. But I guess they have potentially infinite strike through. Maybe they don't. I feel like you're pretty close to game reviews already. Mostly watch to see if I like a game, because you cover basically all of them. Yeah, it's kind of what I started switching over to. Because there were too many games for me to, like, do Let's Plays on. And so I figured trying to do full series was starting to become a problem. And then also, specifically on YouTube, Let's Plays, like, dip off in viewership after the first episode really hard. 90% of the time. And so it was almost just easier to do generally first impression style stuff instead. Ooh, wooden ring? Yeah. I'm gonna do bag. But I'm gonna go drop that off. And my main thing with game reviews is I actually just need to sit down and make them. And that takes time. That said, one of the things I've started doing to try and, like, keep myself more on track, is I've actually started, I've started, I don't know if it's going to be a long-term project, but I've been writing down what I'm doing. Just really quick shorthand. Emails, Twitter DMs, managing community comments, responding to developers, consulting work, streaming. Just to kind of write down, like, what I'm doing and what my intention is at the moment. And at least as far as, like, today went, I've been very productive. Or at least I feel very productive. I'm gonna go for the size now. Let's go for the damage. Big shift to full reviews that's left to how the video and content voiceover is done generally. I know it's most first impressions. Which I'm not sure isn't better than full reviews anyway. I think it depends. For me, the first impressions are just more useful, I think, for a lot of people. But I want to go back to some games that I've really enjoyed to, like, do a review to be like, hey, don't forget about this game. It was really good. Easy example is, like, Crosscode, or... Let's see. I guess I've got a magnet here. I might as well snag it. Crosscode, or Cassette Beasts, or... Ooh, firing frequency. That's nice. Now we're getting some Kugel Blitz abilities. I'm just gonna go for a lot of zappy zaps. Because I really like Crosscode, and I really like Cassette Beasts. And it feels like a shame for me to play through an entire game to completion and not talk about it in some way, shape, or form. Okay, let's just wade into this group. It's too dense. They need to die. There we go. I should check to see if my Kugel Blitz are... Yeah, they are critting. They're not critting for much, but they are critting. I never finished Crosscode. Really enjoyed the first 20 hours, but stopped and didn't go back to it. This is a consistent problem I have with a lot of games, especially anything over 20 hours. The big issue most of the time is just that the gameplay stales. You know, you hit a certain point where you're just kind of like, I have seen and done this before, and now I'm not really interested in playing it further. You know, show me the ending at this point, you know, the remaining cutscenes, but... Ooh, 30% base crit damage. That's a big bonus. I didn't know this character would actually scale that well with crits. I guess I will have to work on it more in the future. Most games need to be about a third less, but the industry on both dev and consumer side are so obsessed with length it's not happening. Yep, I'm with you on that one. I have like a half-written essay where I'm like, boy, games would just be better if they were half as long, right? I stand by that point. Like, there's a couple of games where it's fun to keep playing them for forever, but those are like RimWorld and sandboxy things. Games where there's actually merit for playing a long time. Same thing with like Satisfactory, though even then I find Satisfactory could be maybe a little bit faster once you hit certain tiers. It needed, like, passive upgrades to mining speed and some other stuff. Like power? I don't know. I think it also really depends on, like, how old you are and, like, where you're at in life and what you're up to. Because, yeah, if you're still a teen, you probably don't have nearly as much money, but you probably have, a lot more, like, free time that you want to sink into a video game. And so, for me, nope. I wish I had summer break. Y'all kids don't know what you're gonna be missing. Get a little older and it's gone, and you don't get that back. Dragon's Breath? Nah, it's just to electrified orbs. More zap. Base defense, block speed. Nah, Google Blitz. Make that better. Remember the Baldur's Gate series. 300 hours to finish, and most people did it. Not sure how... now not so sure about that long game. I'm legitimately... Like, I've seen a couple of people being like, Wander, you should play Baldur's Gate 3 when it comes out later this summer, and I'm just like, please God, no. I think I might play through it on my own, just for funsies, at some point. But the idea of playing through that, especially in multiplayer, because I had people requesting that I play it with, like, Rito and Raps, and... I don't know who the last person being suggested was. Probably Orbital, I think it was. And it's just like the idea of trying to corral my friends for at least 40 hours of a game. Let's see, does AoE size increase Google Blitz size as well? Yes, I'm pretty sure it does. Okay. Right, I was heading for that well. I shouldn't forget about that. It's also the impact on just the amount of stuff we have. When your game choices were 10 games, one of them lasting 300 hours didn't seem as bad as when you have 100 plus in the same period. Yup. I remember when I was a kid, there was about 5 games every year that I was actually interested in playing. And now it's like per week. Okay, maybe not this week. This week was a little light. Like, looking at the games that I've covered this week, there was Warhammer Bolt Gun, which I heard was kind of just okay. So I just didn't. And then there's this one. And then there was, like, Diluvian Winds, but that ain't anywhere close to done. Here's the well. Okay, yeah, let's do the wooden ring. Get that off. Because we want to do a heavy crit archer run at some point. Someday they'll make a Baldur's Gate type game that just has your co-op partners be your friends go so you don't have to play live. Huh. Maybe? Let's see, area cone size. Now let's go for the crit damage. Because I think my crit chance at this point is good, yeah? 25%. Could be a little higher. Actually kind of need that. Actually kind of need that crit chance ring. For me, I would love to play a CRPG or something that's a little bit more sandbox, but that if it is co-op, everybody kind of has their own party and you can just kind of interact with them and like meet up and like stumble upon one of your friends in a fight and help them out or something. I think that would be cool, but it would probably also be like, why even play that co-op at that point? Boy, there's a lot of slimes. At least they don't do that much damage to me. But I'm getting punched a little bit. Main problem is I don't have that much range. Like, I'm very short range compared to the cleric. It is making it a little tougher to not get smacked here. We were kind of talking about how the Exterminator is fantastic for dealing with slimes. This character is the reverse. A more casual Outward with more character options and a server that people log on and play on. Yeah. If I could have... I mean, I very much agree on that one. If I could have Outward where it was like a small scale... Outward crossed with Conan. I think that would actually be incredibly fun. Just in terms of, like, being able to team up with friends when I want to, and we're all just kind of playing together and working together, and maybe there's some, like, slight sandbox building so we can actually construct a town together. I really liked Outward, but it was such a weirdly punishing game at all points. With, oddly enough, one of the best, like, death mechanics I think I've ever seen as well. Every 5 seconds, you summon an imp to fight by your side. Unfortunately, not that helpful. At least not as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, with the character build options of an ARPG for the RPG bits. Not put that down for a while. Yup. For something like that, I'd even say, I'd actually prefer it if there was no story. I don't know if I'm alone on this one, but I do find for a number of, like, big, kind of sandboxy RPGs, I actually really wish they had no story at all. You know, maybe just kind of, like, 10 pseudo-interesting plot lines. But no, like, main story that ties it all together, so you're just kind of like, yeah, I'm just gonna play this for, like, 30 hours and then put it down because I've got my fun out of it. I actually wish there were a lot more games that kind of worked like that, where there's no beginning, or there's no, like, definitive end. It's mostly just kind of like, yeah, just keep playing this game. Sounds a lot like Kenshi. Yeah, I can see that. I'm just gonna keep working on Google Blitz. Even if it doesn't do that much damage, it sure softens things up, and yeah, if I can just be gouting these left and right, I will be a happy camper. My problem with Kenshi is twofold. One, the gameplay doesn't really appeal to me too much. Two, the art style doesn't appeal to me too much. I know it's a fantastic game, and I know it would be really fun, but, like, I just don't think I would truly enjoy the experience. But I could be wrong. Let's do, yeah, just raw damage. How much damage does Kugel Blitz do? Yeah, 39 per shot. It's still absolutely shredding things. That's not amazing. Hey, we're not dying. There was a moment there where we're starting to get some, get smacked around a little bit. But I guess as soon as the slimes are gone, it's not so bad. I really want to give the Elden Ring co-op mod a shot. Interestingly enough, there's the co-op mod, and then there's also like an easier difficulty mod. I'm gonna try both of those, tone down the difficulty a little bit, and just treat it as kind of like a multiplayer adventure RPG. I could see that being a lot of fun. But I have to actually, like, play it at some point. And my time is mostly being eaten up by other projects and then Zelda. But maybe once I'm done with Zelda. Though then it's going to be Final Fantasy 16 and Wayfinder, and then after that, I don't know, maybe I'll finally try and play Tor. I've never actually finished Tor. I've never even got that far in it. I finished the first planet and then I stopped. But I get the kind of sinking feeling. I get that feeling that eventually Tor is going to shut down. And I kind of want to see at least the end of one of those storylines. Before it goes away. Just because I feel like it would be kind of a mistake not to. System Shock remake with a co-op mod would be great. Ooh, yeah, that could be fun. I know System Shock 2 had multiplayer. I tried getting it working with some friends, like, years ago, and it was just the most finicky shit, so we gave up. Which felt kind of bad, because it was like, yeah, that would have actually been really cool. Honestly, I guess that would be it. I would love to play more immersive sims that actually have multiplayer in some way, shape, or form, where you all kind of hyper-specialize into something and kind of work together as a crew. I'm sure those are too niche and most people wouldn't ever care to play them. Or it's just too expensive to develop, but oh, it'd be so good. It was kind of what I was hoping out of Redfall. Like, can you imagine if they had done Prey 2? You know, like really complex, hyper-dense environments, but with multiplayer. What the hell? Well, that was a thing. That gold slime was just leaving a snail trail of gold everywhere. And Starfield. I still don't know how to feel about Starfield. I'll have to see when it comes out. Because that's either going to be really ho-hum or actually a lot of fun. I'm betting on ho-hum, but who knows. I know, like, just add multiplayer is one of those, like, classic... I don't want to say, like, classic things that developers hate to hear because it's really not that easy, but I do feel like there's a number of games that would have just been truly incredible experiences if I could have brought, like, one friend along to play with me. Like, Mass Effect Andromeda is probably one of the better examples. I don't know about the previous Mass Effect games. I think those would have been okay in multiplayer. But exploring the world and, like, completing objectives in Andromeda especially, I feel like would have been very satisfying. And I would have had an easier time just not caring about the plot. Want more couch co-op games. I do and I don't. My only problem with couch co-op is it does kind of limit you to certain types of gameplay. And so, like, it's a good example. Helldivers is getting a sequel. That was one of the things from the PlayStation Showcase that I'm looking forward to. And OG Helldivers is co-op. Local co-op and full online. Whereas the new one looks like it's a full third-person shooter, I think. And is almost assuredly not going to have local co-op. And I think I'm fine with that. See, Mass Effect Andromeda has co-op. No, I wish it did, though. Same thing with Dragon Age Inquisition. Just the bigger and the more open the world is, the more I wish I had friends with me. Like, if I'm just playing a 10-hour single-player RPG, yeah, I can play that solo. 20 hours, sure. But the further it goes, the more I want somebody else to kind of join me on that journey. Not only just because it would be more fun to work with a person, but also because I want to share that experience with someone. I'm trying to think of other good examples. Andromeda and Dragon Age had co-op modes, but it was just map diving. Yeah, that's part of the reason why I brought them up, is because I know they had the multiplayer netcode. It's just not the functionality for playing with other people. For the actual main story campaign. Which is a downer. Which is why Dark Souls games are like some of the best co-op games in existence, because you can, yeah, just play through the whole game with friends. Ooh, 25,000 enemies in one run. I'm shocked I didn't have that one earlier. Maybe I just didn't have it unlocked. Hey, there's the ring blade damage. Now it's time for me to just absolutely kick the bucket right before the boss shows up. It could, in fact, happen. There's a good magnet. Okay. Do we actually care? I guess I'll go for the regen, though we should probably go for damage. Fast. Range, area, cone size. Alright, dare the boss. I don't think I'm going to be able to kill him. I don't quite have the same damage that my cleric had. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame. I'll keep working on it. I think if we had the lightning instead of the orbs, maybe we'd have more of a chance. Ouch. Ooh, that hurt. I'm honestly shocked I actually killed this guy with the cleric. Well, free me from this torment. I would like to hug you to death. There we go. At least we got a lot of money and completed a bunch of things. Also, we have to go fight the Worm Queen at some point. So, Haunted Caverns, Piercing Blades, I don't know. Let's see, who do we play as for this one? I haven't played Archer for a little bit, so let's give her another shot. Let's go back to this guy, because we want to get the wooden ring. Oh, no, that's damage. We don't want the range. We've got the maximized attack speed, so oh no, we can't get the damage. I guess I'll go for this one.